Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a video that I hope you guys find helpful, and I was asked by a friend named Julie, hi Julie, just kind of do a video on like, okay, I literally have no idea how to do my makeup, like what do I do? Where do I start? I don't know what to do. You know what? I thought like, actually this would be a really great video because I mean, listen, I know I'm still learning, but I know that I have picked up techniques and I've gotten better over the years because I've been able to practice. But you know, when you're first starting out and you don't really know what products are and what you use things for, it's overwhelming. You have no idea like what the heck do I do? So I figured I would just go through a very like beginning makeup tips and tricks and products you should try if you're just starting out with makeup, or you've been using makeup but maybe just would like to know maybe something new that you didn't know before. I don't know. And I also apologize for this hair. I mean, I know it looks really cute, but we're just gonna ignore it, all right? Okay, so my very first tip would be moisturize your skin. And if that could be like one of the biggest tips, is to just take care of your skin. If you take care of your skin and you try to make it healthy and hydrated and, you know, just give it what it needs and what it wants, then your makeup will look better because of it. I always try to, sorry, Aria's hair is literally getting everywhere. I always try to make sure that my skin is moisturized, that I am taking care of it, that I do masks every now and again, do like scrubs to make sure that I'm like replenishing all the good stuff. So the very first tip I would say is make sure that before you put on any makeup that you are moisturizing your skin. One that I've been using and I actually repurchased was the L'Oreal, if I can get this to focus, L'Oreal Hydra-Renewal. And I love it. I use it in the morning and at night, and it's like this thick, like creamy, but it doesn't make you look greasy at all. Like it just feels like you are moisturizing your skin, and I love it. I've never heard about it, and then I randomly saw it and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try that, and I really like it. So I have it on my face already. Just make sure that your skin is moisturized so that when you are ready to put stuff on your face, that it's ready. Next is to make sure that you have something to put on your face, just to even out your skin tone, discoloration, that kind of thing. It does not have to be anything crazy, high coverage. Just kind of want to, you know, just make a little bit more refined, and that can be through a BB cream. There are a ton of drugstore foundations that I love. For example, I love the L'Oreal, L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation, love. I love Revlon's Colorstay. I love Maybelline's Matte and Poreless. What else do I love? I love Maybelline's BB cream. There's other things too. I really love, which it's disgusting now, but I love the Sonia Kashuk, the Soft Focus Satin Matte. Oh, Corey just texted me. What'd she say, girl? Basically, what I would go for is either a BB cream where you just, it's kind of like a skincare slash foundation in one, or get just a drugstore foundation. One of the 3 or 4, whatever, how many I mentioned, have all been like ones where I have repurchased them and I've loved them, and a lot of people rave about them. Sorry, I have cat hair on my face. And I still have it on my face, but I just don't know where it is. I got it. The one I'm gonna use today is the Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte. It's a lot. Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. This is awesome. It does kind of smell weird for a little bit, but then you won't smell it anymore. So just an FYI. The way that I would recommend that you apply your foundation is with some type of beauty sponge. You do not need to go out and get an entire brush set, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Like, that's just ridiculous. Don't do that. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Do not feel like you have to go get the name brand beauty blender sponge. You do not need to get that. There are so many companies that now have come out with beauty sponges like Morphe. Morphe, I think, is Drugstore. I think they're Drugstore, but I could be totally wrong. They're just really reasonably priced. So maybe they're Drugstore. I don't know. Let me know, because I think that they are. At Ulta, Real Techniques, they have like a 2-pack that you can get, and those are amazing. What I would recommend is getting some type of beauty sponge over a foundation brush. I've just found, me personally, that I love the way that a beauty sponge helps me to blend in my foundation. I will say that I think that with most foundations, when you use a foundation brush, it gives your foundation more coverage. I think the beauty blender or the beauty sponges can sometimes take a little product off and maybe not make it as high coverage, but like, that doesn't really matter to me. I mean, maybe I'll do it sometimes, but I think that if you just get yourself a beauty sponge, it's going to give you like 2-in-1 use, because you're going to use it to apply your foundation or your BB cream, and also your concealer. And so you don't feel like you have to get a foundation brush and then a concealer brush, or a foundation brush and a beauty sponge. You can kind of use it for multiple purposes, and when you're first starting out, that's kind of what you're looking for. I'm gonna put on my foundation, and then I'll be right back, because I don't want to bore you with me putting on my foundation. I'm just trying to give you like tips and tricks as you see me do my face. I hope that is something you want to say. Okay, hold on. So that is the way that my face looks once I have put on the Sonia Kashuk foundation. And I just love it, because it just evens out my skin tone a little bit. It just gives it a little bit of something that you need just to help make it a little bit better. Applied it with my beauty blender. And then next step is concealer. Hands down, my all-time favorite concealer that is from the drugstore, and it's honestly like my all-time favorite concealer in general, is the Instant Age Rewind Eraser for your dark circles one. Obviously you can tell, oh, I hope that I have some in here. I literally have like none left. So let's see if I can get some off of the, I can't think of it, the little sponge. Ultimate favorite concealer. And the reason why that I love it so much is I feel like you can seriously just lay this puppy all over your face. I'm gonna get like nothing off. I obviously need to repurchase one. You can seriously like load this puppy on, and you're not even going to look cakey or that you put too much on at all. I swear I have put on, and this isn't even a lot because like I barely have any product because obviously I've ran out of it, but I'm telling you that this concealer, I love it. It's amazing. It's drugstore, and I always feel like it just brightens up my under eyes, and it will give me some pretty darn good coverage for a drugstore concealer. Is it like super high coverage? I'm gonna say no. I think that if you're going for like super high coverage, the Tarte's Shape Tape concealer, which I'm almost out of as well, but that's gonna be more high coverage, but you're not worried about that right now. You don't really care to get like, you know, the big expensive stuff, like, you know, or maybe you do, and if you want to get that, you can. But again, you really don't have to go crazy when you're first starting with, you know, trying to do your makeup. You don't need to go out and get all the things that everybody uses. You really don't. It's exciting, I won't lie. Like, you really want them, but you don't need it right now. You just gotta like get yourself comfortable with everything, and then, you know, as you get more comfortable and you feel like, hey, I want to branch out, I want to try something, then go for it. Another really good concealer is the Maybelline Fit Me. That's a really good one too. A lot of people like that one as well, so you can try one of those, but me personally, go for the Instant Age Rewind. I have repurchased this a lot of times, okay? So that's enough to even tell you that you should get it. Now, I would say you need to set all of the liquid that you just put on your face. The reason why is because it's going to move throughout the day, you're gonna sweat, it's gonna get humid, and it's just gonna move. It's gonna crease underneath your eyes, it's gonna start to look greasy and oily, and you just want to make sure that you set it so it stays in place as long as possible, and you can make it last longer if you set everything. I know I personally love, now this is me, I love having a lighter like banana shade to set my concealer, and then I love having like my face powder, and then I do like all the different colors to kind of highlight and contour with powders, but you really don't need to worry about that. My recommendation would be to just set it. Just set your foundation. I do know that Morphe has a great, the 9C palette is awesome. It has like light shades to set underneath your eyes and where you put concealer, and then like areas for the rest of your face, and if you wanted to contour with it. It is a great palette, and I think it was like 20 bucks, maybe even less than that. I can't remember, but it was really well worth it. I would recommend to get that if you would want to, because you get multiple things in one. I think palettes are such a great choice for if you're trying to just branch out and do makeup, because then you have like multiple options in one, and you're not like getting all of these separate things, you're getting things in groups. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Morphe's a great brand. I love them. I think their products are wonderful and very affordable. And so just if you're starting out with makeup, they have a ton of palettes, like even eyeshadow palettes. You can just get one, and to be honest, you could even be done with that if you really wanted to. To set my face, I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Stay Matte, and I love this powder because it truly does, like, I swear, keep your face matte. Now, I don't really have a super oily face, but it really does, like, make sure that you set your concealer and your foundation. And I'm just using a big powder brush. This is a Real Techniques powder brush. You can get it in Ulta. It's not super expensive. You don't need to have crazy expensive brushes. You can just go to, Elf has brands. Elf's like a few bucks. Okay, so I set my face. I am not good at contouring, okay? Not good at contouring, and I don't think I ever will be. I do think that you should bronze your face up a little bit. It brings warmth back into your skin tone. You don't have to go crazy. I'm just gonna use the same brush. Again, we're not needing all these crazy brushes. Just get the same brush, and one that I'm almost out of. I swear it's literally like coming apart. Like this is moving, is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is a great bronzer, and I think that it would be perfect for a lot of skin tones, and it's Drugstore, so holler. I'm just gonna take it, and I'm just gonna pretend like I'm contouring, but I'm just going to go in those areas of my face and just dust the area with a little bit of powder, or not powder, bronzer. And I'm just going in that area. I might like angle it and just slightly contour, but not really. I'm just gonna warm up my skin a little bit, you know, nothing crazy, just warm it up a little. And I think it's just a very blendable, like you can easily blend this bronzer, and I just feel like it just gives a beautiful color. I think that you just need a little bit of warmth back into your skin tone just to bring everything together. Like, again, I'm not saying like we're doing like 5-minute makeup here. I'm more focusing on just like very simple, easy tips just to make sure that maybe you should include this step, because like look how awesome it is and what a difference it makes for you. Now we're gonna move on to blush. You honestly, for real, you could use this brush again if you really wanted to. You don't need to get like a blush brush, but I do know, now I am gonna be using my Sigma blush brush. Sorry guys, I think I'm gonna need to lower y'all. My legs are starting to, my legs, I like no lie, are starting to, let's bring you in just a little bit. My legs are literally starting to go numb. Gotta reposition myself. So anyways, I am gonna be using the my Sigma blush brush, but I'm using it because it's the only blush brush, say that 10 times fast. It's the only one that I have, so I'm just gonna use it, but I do know that Real Techniques has one, Eco Tools has them, Elf has them. You don't need to get a Sigma one. Seriously, you do not. And to be honest, I really don't even like this blush brush anymore. I really need a new one, and I'm about to go get one right now. Let me go get one. I'm just kidding. A blush that I think is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It is the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. Luminoso. It is gorgeous. I don't even remember how much it is, but I know it's cheap. And this blush is beautiful. It's very versatile. You can use it on a ton of different skin tones. And I think that you just start on the apples of your cheeks. Or you can just kind of keep it back here. Whatever rocks your boat. You just do what you want. I like to do kind of all over because I'm extra. And it literally, like, look at that. I mean, come on, it's gorgeous. And I think that it gives just such a beautiful natural glow. It does have a little bit of, I don't want to say sheen because I don't think that's the right word, but it has a little bit of something in it that just, I don't know guys, it's just so pretty. And then sometimes just to like warm up the rest of my face, I'll put it like pretty much all over the rest of my face. So I keep moving. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. You have your blush on. Now, this is an optional step. I did not start doing this until, I don't even know how, like not even a year ago, maybe a year ago. Yeah, I would say a year ago. When I started doing my channel is when I like started to branch into the highlight situation. And I will say this right now, it's a little scary at first. It's scary. And you're like, I'm not sure about this, but once you do it, you just can't go back. You just can't go back. It adds such a beautiful glow to your skin, I swear. And yes, there are people that can do it like really intensely, but you do not need to do that. Now, I will say this. I've been raving about this highlighter for a while, and it's Drugstore. It's Revolution's Illuminate. This is not even $10, and it's almost as big as my face. And it gives such a gorgeous natural glow. There are many new highlighters out in the game because it is like a huge thing right now. There are a ton of high-end highlighters. You do not need to do that. You don't even need to do highlighting if you don't want to. But I personally feel like it adds something that is just a very simple, easy little thing you can do, and it's not too crazy. I'm gonna use this one since this is Drugstore. And I love it. I did though recently like just pick up the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't have this sooner. That is gorgeous, but you can use an EcoTools fan brush, which is what I'm gonna use today. And then, like, you know, normally you would be seeing me put on my highlight, but your girl thought I was recording and I wasn't. So just pretend like you're watching me put on my highlight, and then we'll just cut right to the next part. I'm learning how to do my brows still, and I'm like, every time that I do them, I feel like I do them a little bit better. I'm getting more used to it. I kind of switched up the way that I do it, and I feel like I'm always just trying new techniques and trying new things to make it better and look more natural. Doing your brows is no joke. Like, it takes time, it takes persistence, and it takes also a lot of shaping to get them the way that you want them. I highly recommend, and I said this in my brow video, that I highly recommend going to see somebody at whoever does, like somebody that you know that does brows well and waxes them and shapes them for you. I love my girl at Ulta, the Benefit Brow Bar. She's amazing. And it's taken a little bit for my brows to become the shape that I want them. I'm not gonna talk about my brows on here just because I would say that what I do with my brows isn't really that difficult, but it's also scary for someone who's just starting with doing their brows. And to be honest, like, it takes a lot of time to get it right. And I still don't think I have it right. And I've been doing it for a few years. I'm not gonna intimidate you on that end of it, but I would say that I would go to somebody who does brows and have them shape your brows, and maybe even show you how to fill them in. I would recommend getting some type of brow gel that you just kind of brush it through your brows, and it just naturally gives a little bit more fullness, and you're not shaping them or doing anything crazy. You're just refining them a little bit. I think that's a great first step. So I'm just gonna leave you with that because brows are tricky. But I'm gonna fill mine in right now, and then I'll be right back. All right, so the brows are on, and it's going to look a little much when you fill in your brows, but you haven't done the rest of your makeup yet. So I'm gonna get back down again because I don't know why I got out of that position. So hold on a second. Something that I would recommend after you do your brows is now it's onto the eyes. And what I would recommend is just a little bit of something for your eyeshadow. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna show you. It's gonna be very, very simple, but it's just going to give a little extra touch to your eyes. I have like a ton of eyeshadow palettes that I have picked up over the years. Naked Basic palettes. I have my like Tarte palette, Lorac, whatever palette. I have a Morphe palette. I mean, I have like a ton of different, the Too Faced chocolate bar. Like I have a ton of different eyeshadow palettes that I love and that I use all the time. But for someone who's just starting out, do not feel like you need to go out and get a huge palette. I would recommend though that if you wanted to get a palette, to be honest, I think one that is very versatile and perfect for someone who's just starting makeup would be the Urban Decay Naked palette, the original, or the, no, JK. Do number two. Number two is the best. I've lost that one, and that was like my favorite. Sorry, cat hair everywhere. Something that's a neutral shade, nothing like too crazy. You just want to stick pretty natural. So what I'm gonna do actually is something that I do sometimes, and this is when I don't really want to do anything too crazy for my makeup, but I still want something on my eyes to bring a little bit of color and depth. So what I would recommend if you're going to buy a brush, there are 3 ones that I would recommend you get, okay? The very first one is some type of crease brush. It's gonna be a big fluffy brush like this because you're gonna be using this into your crease. You can blend with it. This is like a staple because you need to be able to put colors into your crease, and I'm telling you, it's a very simple step, but you definitely need this brush to do it. I'm gonna say that. You don't need this exact brush, but you need some type of crease brush where it's a big fluffy brush. Then I would say you need some type of flat shader brush. Shader. I always say shader, but I think it's shading. Yeah, it's shading. I always want to say flat shader. A flat shading brush for the colors on your lid. Then the other one that I think is super important, or at least to me I think it's important, is a pencil brush. Something where it's going to help you be a little bit more precise. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my bronzer to put into my crease. It's going to match with the rest of my face, and it's just going to deepen it up and make it look like it has more dimension and that it's not super flat, and it's going to be just a beautiful color, and it's going to just bring the shape of your eyes to life. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flat shader brush and my highlighter and put it on my lid. We're going to be nice and glowy, and we've used the same products that we've used before. So you don't really need to go crazy, people. You can even take this and go like on your inner corner. Bada bing, bada boom. You got some highlight on your inner corner. You're brightening up those eyes. And if you want to go back in, you can just kind of buff that out a little bit. Is that even the word for it? And then I'm going to use that pencil brush, same bronzer. I need to get more of because I swear like it's breaking up as I'm doing this, people. And then I'm just gonna dust this along my lower lash line. And there you go. Like seriously, nothing crazy. I love a pencil brush to smudge underneath here. You can also use the flat shader brush, but I feel like I have a little bit more control when I use the pencil brush to do this. Gently tap off. Take that highlighter and just highlight your brow bone a little bit if you want to. It's an extra little step. It's gonna keep you glowy and gorgeous. And then the last step, you can do eyeliner if you want to. Sometimes I don't, and I really actually don't really wear eyeliner that much. I might just take like a darker brown shade and on a little pencil brush, which looks like this. Another brush if you want to. It's like a very like small, very precise line pencil brush, and I would take like a really dark brown color. I'm just gonna go straight into mascara, and I'm telling you, all-time favorite drugstore mascara, original L'Oreal Voluminous original in the Blackest black. I'm gonna take eyelash curler. I'm just gonna put 2 coats of this on my eyelashes. And then I always do 2 coats. I never just do 1. So I'm gonna put that 2nd coat on. Hold on 1 second. And that is it for your eyes, guys. Like, that's it. Nothing crazy, nothing too much. It's just very nice and natural looking, and you didn't really do much. So the last step that you can do is something for your lips. For me personally, just starting out, I never really did lips. I don't know why, but like I don't know. My lip color is such a, like, I mean, I literally have nothing on my lips and they're so dark. Like, they're such a dark shade, so I always find I have trouble with finding shades that I like on me that don't look over the top, and I don't know, like, I just feel like lip colors for me, they just don't ever look the way I want them on my lips because my color to begin with is so dark. You can use some kind of, you can just do chapstick, you can do a matte lip, you can do a lip gloss, whatever you feel comfortable with. This is Nude Cream number 26 by Milani. Basically, that's it, guys. That is my tips for achieving just a very easy beginner makeup look, and I hope that my tips, my little tricks were helpful for you, and that you came away with something new that you've learned, and that you found this video helpful, because that would be amazing if you found this video informative and you feel like, hey, like, I can do this, or hey, I found something new that I could try, or a tip that I can do that I didn't know before. So anyways, I hope that you liked this video, and if you did like this video, and please subscribe, that would be amazing. And yeah, I will just see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching.